You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hi, Days of Our Lives fans. Well, I have got some juicy rumors for you from my trusty leaker. We've got good stuff about Abigail Devereaux, Gwen Rizczech, Xander Kiriakis, and more. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to dive into the goodies from my leaker, including some brand new rumors they dropped me and one I've been sitting on for a while, waiting until closer to when it's supposed to happen, just so it'd be fresh on your minds when you heard it. But one of these I just couldn't wait on anymore, because I've been so excited about it. Unfortunately, the earliest that this could happen, if the leak is accurate, the earliest it could happen is July 2025. That's when a past character is back for July sweeps, and that kicks off early in the month of July, just before Independence Day. That past character is Gwen Rizczech, and she turns up after Emily O'Brien does a very short return arc as her other character recast Teresa Donovan. Mind you, July of 2024, Andrew Donovan negotiated a 6-month prison term for his baby-stealing, forging, fraudulent, lying sister, Teresa. So she should have already been on the loose and back to Salem by now, especially since she's about to be a grandma if Tate and Sophia don't give up that baby for adoption. But I guess Days is just playing fast and loose with time. At any rate, Teresa is back in early summer, but very briefly. She'll exit, likely because she's pretty much despised in Salem right now. And as she goes, Gwen Rizczech returns, kind of the opposite of what happened when Emily swapped roles in the other direction. So it'll have been a year and a half since Leo Stark's former best friend left Salem in disgust because Gwen was mad that Leo stole her husband, Dimitri von Leuschner, and she hightailed it out of Salem to try and get some of the von Leuschner fortune that she felt cheated out of when her lying, cheating hubby did her dirty. Now she's back. That is confirmed. Gwen's return is not the rumor. The huge rumor from my leaker is that she brings somebody back with her, somebody who's dead. So according to my source, Gwen is going to bring back her half-sister, Abigail Devereaux. That would be fantastic. And if it manifests, that would put the return of Chad DiMera's supposedly dead wife right at the point where he's getting deeply involved in a romance with exposed imposter Cat Greene. And I recall at the Day of Days event, Billy Flynn mentioned that he wanted Abigail back. You know, he wanted Chad and Abby back. And he talked to the writers about it, but neither the temporary writers that filled in from the strike nor Ron Carlivati reportedly were willing to bring her back, according to what Billy said. Billy also said at the time he knew that a lot of viewers would be upset to see Chad get with Cat, but that's where it was heading. And of course, he has no control over that. He's not writing things. But if this rumor from my leaker turns out to be true, Abigail's return could happen for summer sweeps in July. I will say my leaker's got like 70 to 80% accuracy rate. I went today and I looked at the various links that they have given me and how many of them have manifested. And I say it's between 70 and 80%. It's pretty good. I'm not going to bet my life on it, but I'll say the odds are pretty decent. They're generally right. Everybody wants Abigail back, even if it's not Marcy Miller. And we know it's not going to be Kate Mansi, no matter what, because she's on contract over at General Hospital. So fingers crossed, if you're a Chabby fan, that you might see your favorite super couple reunite this year. And Gwen bringing Abby home would be a huge step towards redemption with her dad, Jack Devereaux, and also Chad and other people in town who despise her. Now, as to why Gwen would have access to Dear Abby's not dead body, I mean, it's Days, so they could literally do anything. Clyde still has not given up where her remains are, so that's a big red flag that Abigail may yet pop up. I've got fingers crossed that Clyde remains comatose, but we get Abby back and maybe she kills him while he's helpless in the coma. That would be karma, baby. All right, second rumor in today's roundup from my leaker. They told me it's going to be a little while until Xander Kiriakis finds out that his beloved Sarah Horton is letting him live a lie, but he will indeed find out that Philip Kiriakis stole half of Titan from him with an assist from awful Vivian Alamain and some subterfuge by Kate Roberts and Xander's own lovely wife, Sarah, who is sitting on a very dirty secret. And it's not just that Xander's wife knows that Philip doesn't deserve to be co-CEO of Titan. It's that Sarah is actively lying in Xander's face every day, and she's using Philip as a glorified corporate babysitter to keep her husband under control and doing what she thinks he should be doing. So my leaker said Xander finds out sometime in spring, which, you know, if we're going by true seasons, that's mid-March to mid-June. You know, it could happen. And the source says that he's furious and he walks out on Sarah. They told me that Xander will not divorce Sarah, but they do separate for a while. And with Gwen coming back in July and her being Xander's ex, who last we saw was still pretty hot for him because, you know, it's Paul Telfer, right? Anyway, it's pretty awkward timing for Sarah and Xander to split. I do not want to see Sarah and Xander get a divorce or anything, but of course, no soap couple gets to stay happy forever. So if they split in the short term so they can stay together in the long run, that's tolerable. And it'll be a nice change to see Sarah as the one in the wrong in their marriage and begging forgiveness instead of Xander. But that's also why he's got to forgive Sarah, because she has forgiven Xander so much over the past few years. All right, we have just one rumor left in the roundup from my leaker, but if you check our channel regularly, you may have seen this one already because I touched on it recently. This is about who shoots EJ DiMera. My leaker said Johnny gets a gun out of the safe at the mansion and is ready to shoot his dear old dad for raping his mom, Sammy Brady, but then he doesn't go through with it because Johnny's just not that kind of DiMera. I think he's the least ruthless DiMera ever, other than, you know, when he's possessed by the devil. But Johnny reportedly leaves the gun, walks out, so it's sitting there, according to my source, and Rachel Black wanders into the room, picks it up, is messing around with the gun, and accidentally shoots her uncle EJ in the chest. The leak goes on to say that Rachel has some post-shooting trauma that causes her to not remember the event, and her mom, Kristen DiMera, takes the blame and goes to prison rather than see her daughter in juvie for attempted unclecide. To be fair, if anybody in Salem deserves a bullet right now, it is EJ DiMera, and I doubt he'll die. And even if he does, that is not an obstacle to him staying on Days of Our Lives, because his family has a resurrectionist on the payroll, and it wouldn't be the first time EJ cheated death. So we'll be keeping an eye out to see if these 3 leaks come true. But as always, unless and until I see official spoilers from Peacock that confirm them, I will keep calling them rumors and not spoilers. I always like to be very clear about what's 100% confirmed by the network going to happen and what's a maybe. But I sure would be thrilled if Abigail was back.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.